Have you ever felt invisible? Not just overlooked, but truly on the outside, watching others laugh, play, and belong, while you just sit on the sidelines. That sharp, cold sting when you realize you don't fit in, it starts small. But over time, it can carve some really deep scars. This is the story of the excluded child. And if you've ever felt that way, even just once, you know this feeling all too well. Rejection doesn't just hurt your feelings, it hurts physically. In fact, neuroscientists have shown that our brains react to social rejection in the exact same way they react to physical pain. Jet. Cruel laugh you heard on the playground, that whispered secret that suddenly stopped when you walked by, leaves a bruise that no one can see. But you feel it. Deep down, you feel it. Nay. And this experience of exclusion isn't just some distant childhood memory that fades away. It follows us. It shows up in classrooms when we're teenagers, in our workplaces as adults, even within our own families and in society at large. It becomes a lens through which we see ourselves and the world. The excluded child learns a very harsh lesson very early on. If I just stay quiet, if I make myself smaller, maybe they won't push me away again. Over time, that lesson grows and takes root. The playground turns into the office. The childhood games become adult social circles. And even when you're surrounded by people, that deep-seated fear of exclusion just lingers. It's a constant, quiet voice in the back of your mind, whispering, "What if they leave me? What if I don't really belong here?" But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Exclusion doesn't just shape the person who's left out. It shapes everyone involved. The kids who are doing the excluding, they aren't always just being cruel for the sake of it. In their own way, they're learning about power, about group boundaries, and about their own identity, often in a clumsy and hurtful way. Every single act of exclusion sends ripples outward, affecting everyone it touches. For the excluded child, the impact is profound. They start to internalize the rejection, telling themselves, "There must be something wrong with me. I must be unworthy." And these beliefs, formed in childhood, become the silent architects of their adult lives. They guide choices for decades. It's why so many of us hesitate to speak up in a meeting. Why we avoid taking risks that could lead to failure or rejection. Why we shrink our dreams before anyone else gets the chance to shoot them down. We learn to protect ourselves by staying small. Yet, here is the great paradox. Many of the world's most creative, empathetic, and insightful people were once those excluded children.
Why is that?
It's because being on the outside forces you to become a keen observer. It gives you a unique perspective. You start to notice the subtle social dynamics that others completely miss. You see the patterns in how people connect and disconnect. You develop a deep, genuine empathy for anyone who is overlooked because you know exactly how it feels. In a strange and powerful way, the pain transforms into insight. And the best part, healing from this is absolutely possible. The journey starts with a crucial mental shift, separating your identity from your experience. You were excluded, yes, but you are not exclusion itself. That experience doesn't define who you are at your core. Healing continues with small conscious actions. Asking a thoughtful question and actually listening to the answer. For someone who feels left out, these simple gestures can feel like the sun breaking through a storm. They are lifelines. Even science backs this up. Studies have shown that classrooms and workplaces where small acts of inclusion are common. They don't just feel better, they perform better. People are more creative, more collaborative, more engaged. Connection doesn't just heal us. It unlocks our collective potential. Here's the deeper truth we need to grasp. Exclusion is a universal human fear but belonging is a choice. 2. It's an active choice we can make every single day. You can spend your life waiting to be invited in, hoping someone will finally include you. Or you can become the person who does the including. You can be the one who extends the invitation. In this way, the excluded child becomes one of the world's greatest teachers. They teach us about empathy. They teach us about resilience and about what it truly means to carry pain and still choose love and connection over bitterness and isolation. It's not a prize you win for being cool enough or smart enough or popular enough. It's something you share. It's a gift you give to others. So, the next time you see someone standing alone at a party, or notice a colleague eating lunch by themselves, or even feel yourself starting to retreat into your own shell, ask yourself this one simple question. What small act of inclusion can I offer right now? What can I do to remind them, or even myself, that we belong? Because when we make the choice to include others, we are, in a beautiful way, including ourselves. We are healing that old wound. The story of the excluded child doesn't have to end in isolation. It can end in recognition. It can end in connection. It can end in the radical, transformative, and healing act of looking at another person and saying, with your words or your actions, you belong here. You always have. Take care.